We're following breaking news. A court in Russia has sentenced jailed opposition leader and Putin critic Alexey Navalny to an additional 19 years behind bars. Following the latest from Riga, Latvia, is CBS News reporter Mary Ilyushina. Mary, good morning to you. What more can you tell us about this verdict?
Good morning. Russian state media reported that Navalny got 19 more years in prison in an extremism case. His team says there's slight confusion and they think it's still 19, but they don't know exactly because this trial is so closed and there was no access by the public or the journalists. They were all forced to hear really poor broadcast from inside the courtroom. So they think it's 19 years, but we're hoping to hear from Navalny's lawyers soon to clarify this. We also should note that because the sentence is already added to the 9 years that he's serving in prison in a different case on different charges, there could be some combination of terms, and there may be a different sort of total amount of years that he's going to serve. But one thing is clear, that the Kremlin is definitely going ahead with their strategy of trying to keep him locked up for as long as possible.
So can you remind our audience, what the Kremlin is accusing him of doing and why it is so determined to keep him behind bars?
So they're accusing him of essentially creating an extremist community organization inside of Russia, and they refer to his anti-corruption foundation and his regional headquarters that were all shut down in 2021 because they were deemed extremist. And those organizations were doing investigations into Putin's elite, do investigations into corruption and enrichment of those who are close to Vladimir Putin. His regional offices were doing political work in regions and trying to oust Kremlin-appointed politicians and sort of create this movement, opposition movement across Russia. And now that has turned into an extremist society. And then Navalny also said that there will be probably a separate case accusing him of terrorist activities. So they're trying sort of everything to dismantle his movement completely. And we know that, they have organized a lot of protests over the past decade in Russia. That has been very hard recently because of the war in Ukraine and how the Kremlin cracked down on any sort of dissent. So they're trying to kind of silence and keep Navalny away from the public and cut off his kind of access to his audience and his supporters.
Mary Ilyushina, thanks for bringing us up to speed.